What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down my low CP challenge, Pokemon below 200 CP versus Cliff. This was requested by King Peria and I thought it was a great choice. It's my best challenge that I've done so far against Cliff. So I'm going to break it down into 4 sections. So firstly I'm going to explain why I chose these 3 Pokemon to use. Then I'm going to explain how I was able to obtain one of those Pokemon in particular, because I got quite a lot of questions asking about it in the actual challenge video. And then I'm going to run you through a few calculations that I did to make sure that the challenge was actually possible. And then finally I'm going to run you through the actual challenge itself and just go through it in normal speed and walk you through everything I do as it happens. And so let's go into the first section. So I'm going to start off with Servine. I picked it because it's a grass type, so it does 2 times super effective damage against the Omanyte and the Onix. It also has access to Vine Whip, which is a great fast move for grass types, and then Leaf Tornado, which was the key component for this challenge and is why I chose Servine in particular. So if you don't know, Leaf Tornado isn't a great move, so you probably don't see it used an awful lot in PvP. It's 40 energy and 45 damage, so barely above 1 DPE, but it has the chance to drop the opponent's attack by 2 stages, and that's actually a 50% chance, so it's pretty good. So I chose Servine because I needed to drop the Onix's attack so that I was able to farm more with Lucario and take on the Tyranitar in the back. So onto the Hoppip. I used a Shadow Hoppip, and it wasn't actually necessary to use the Shadow Hoppip. I just didn't have any regular Hoppip below the 200 CP threshold, which was what I was going for with this challenge. So unfortunately it meant I had to I had to second move a Hoppip, Shadow Hoppip, which was 60k dust to get Seed Bomb, because I think I did this challenge in a time where we hadn't had any sort of Team Rocket TM events for like a few months prior to this. So that was a bit unfortunate. 60k just for a 200 CP Hoppip. Is it worth it? I'd say it probably was. This was a really fun challenge. But yeah, I chose Hoppip because it's flying and grass type, means that it triple resists the Mud Shot from Omanyte, as well as dealing double super effective damage. And Bullet Seed and Seed Bomb is quite a spammy combo, so it gets to the moves really fast. And then finally, Lucario. I actually did almost this exact challenge with a slightly higher CP threshold of 250 CP, and in that video I used a Hitmonchan, but if I wanted to improve on that I realised that I'd have to use a Lucario because of the Steel type, means that it can tank a few more fast moves from the Onix, whether it's Tackle or Rock Throw. It resists Tackle, and Tackle's a pretty rubbish move, and then it double resists Rock Throw, so it can tank a few more moves than the Hitmonchan. Also at the same CP range, the Lucario I think has a slightly higher attack, so that might have come into play, I'm not really sure, but that's why I needed to use the Lucario in place of the Hitmonchan. And so that's why I chose these 3 Pokemon. So these are comments from the challenge video, and they're basically all asking me about the Lucario rather than commenting on the actual challenge itself. So that kind of annoyed me a bit, because I did address this in both the description and as well in a pinned comment, which you had to literally see before you add your own comment. So I'm not really sure how everyone managed to skip over that and just ask me anyway. But yeah, I'm going to address it now because otherwise I feel like it's going to be the exact same thing with this video. So a week prior to this challenge there was an event in Pokemon Go where Riolu was coming more frequently from 7km eggs. So those are the eggs you get when you open a gift. So I decided to make a new account, add myself as a friend, and then send it a gift. And then when I was a low level, I opened that gift, got an egg from it, and when I hatched that egg, I got a Riolu. So if you don't know, when your account is below level 20, whatever level you are, when you pick up an egg, you will hatch that Pokemon at that level, even if you've then leveled up. So for example, if I'm at level 2, I open a gift and get a 7km egg. Even if by the time I hatch that egg I'm at like level 5, I'll still hatch a level 2 Pokemon. So that's what happened in this case. I hatched a level 2 Riolu, and fortunately it was just about able to stay below 200 CP once I evolved it, and then I traded it over, and you can see here it's actually got pretty good PvP stats, so that's quite cool. And yeah, that's how I got the Lucario. It's technically against terms of service to create multiple accounts or use multiple accounts, but this was all very harmless. It's not like I used it for a competitive edge against opponents in GBL, or if I used 2 accounts to take down gyms or anything like that. It was actually just, you know, for a fun challenge for YouTube, so I don't really see anything wrong with it, but technically you shouldn't be doing this. Alright, so I'm going to try not to completely bore you to death, so instead of explaining the calculations that I did for the whole challenge, I'm actually just going to explain the calculations I did to work out whether or not my Lucario could actually take on the Tyranitar in the back, and yeah, so to see if it was possible. So before we go into that, I need to explain a few things very briefly. So in Pokemon Go, fast moves last a certain number of turns, anywhere between 1 and 5 turns. 1 turn is equal to 0.5 seconds, counter is a 2-turn move and gains 7 energy, and therefore is a 3.5 energy per turn move. If you don't know by now, when you throw a charge move, their Pokemon will stop attacking for a brief amount of time, and that's actually equivalent to 5 free turns that you can hit before throwing your charge move on the 6th turn, where you won't take any damage as they won't attack. And then similarly, when a new Pokemon comes in, you'll actually get 7 free turns, and then you can throw the charge move on the 8th turn. And then you can actually gain 1 extra free turn if you're going up against any Pokemon that's using a 3-turn move. So in this case, Tyranitar is using Iron Tail, which is a 3-turn move, hence you can get 6 free turns between charge moves before you throw, and 8 free turns when the Tyranitar comes in. So that's 3 counters between throwing charge moves and 4 counters as the Tyranitar comes in. So Power Up Punch is 35 energy, Close Combat is 45 energy. We need 2 Power Up Punches and 2 Close Combats to take out the Tyranitar. So that's 160 energy in total. Between each charge move we hit 3 counters, so that's 3 times 7, which is 21 energy. And then if we think that we're throwing 4 charge moves, that means there'll be 3 breaks between charge moves. So 3 times 21 is 63. So if we do 160 minus the 63 energy that we can gain back through counters, that's 97 energy that we need before we even throw a charge move. And that is possible because energy is capped at 100, but we'll actually need 14 counters to be thrown before we throw the charge move on Tyranitar. So if we think that we can get 4 counters in for free before the Tyranitar attacks, we still need 10 counters that we need to throw earlier on in the battle before the Tyranitar even comes out. So that's why it was super important for me to use Leaf Tornado on the Onix to debuff its attack, so I could gain as much energy on the Lucario before meeting the Tyranitar. And yeah, so that's the calculation that I did to make sure that it was possible. We end up with 1 energy spare, and you'll see that in the battle how close it was. But yeah, let's just go into the battle now. Alright, so we're entering the battle. We're going to lead with Servine, and I'm going to switch straight away into Hoppip. We will take 1 Mudshot's worth of damage on the Servine, but that's fine. Here we're going to go straight Bullet Seed until the Omanyte reaches a charge move. We'll be able to get 5 in before they reach the move. And now we'll shield this, and then from here onwards we're going to throw 2 Bullet Seeds before throwing each charge move. So 1, 2, and you see they got a Mudshot through there. They're going to be able to get 1 Mudshot through each time we do this, and because they're running Mudshot and Rock Blast, they actually only need 4 Mudshots to get to the second charge move. So there's the second one. We don't have to charge this because they're going to shield the first 2 moves anyway. And now 1, 2, so there's their third Mudshot. We are going to charge this one up. And then 1, 2, so there's their 4th Mudshot. So now they're at a charge move. We're not going to charge this up. We're actually going to hit 1 more Bullet Seed and then switch into the Servine. So 1, and then we switch, and now we're going to be able to hit 4 Vine Whips before they throw the charge move. And we're going to shield this up, and then we're going to commit to Vine Whipping them down. So we go for the Vine Whip farm down. They actually get 1 more Mudshot through, but that's fine. And then here we get the sped up fast move animation, so luckily for us we actually get 8 free turns instead of the 7 that I mentioned in the calculation section of this video. So we get the attack drop on the first move, so that's great. Now we only need to get it on one of the next 2 moves. So we don't get it this time, but that's okay. As long as we get it on this move, we should be fine. And we do get the attack drop, so that's great. And now because the Onyx's attack is lowered by 4 stages, we're actually able to get to another move. But we're not going to charge this up. We want to leave the Onyx with quite a lot of health so we can farm it with Lucario. And now we need to get 10 counters worth of energy on the Onyx before we take it out. So there we were able to get 6 counters through. We bring in the Hoppip and we're actually not going to throw a charge move. We need to leave the Onyx with a little bit of health. And then 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're at 10 now. And then like I said, we can get 4 as the Tyranitar comes in. So there's the 4th one. Just as the Tyranitar throws the Iron Tail. And now here we know we have enough energy. So we just have to hit 3 counters between each move. We go for the second power up punch. And then 1, 2, 3. We go for the first close combat. Now that we've raised our attack by 2 stages, this will do quite a lot of damage, even though we're less than 200 CP. And then 1, 2, 3, and you see we're just barely able to get to the second close combat. We literally had 1 spare energy, but we did the calculations and we knew it was going to be possible, and we're able to complete this challenge. So if you enjoyed today's video, then leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and if you're not subscribed yet, then please do subscribe. It would really help me out. I know that quite a lot of my viewers aren't subscribed yet, and I'm trying to push for 10k subs. I know I'm not even at 9k subs yet, but 10k is like my next big landmark for me, I guess. And yeah, also leave a comment letting me know if you want me to do more videos like this, and also which challenges you want me to break down in the future, and I'll be happy to do that. So just suggest a challenge in the comment, and hopefully I'll be able to do that in the future. And with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.